Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meyer.
Welcome to Indianapolis, the racing capital of the world, and that's exactly what this is, a race to Sunday afternoon. The checkered flag dropped for the Wolverines in Friday night's quarterfinals, their third meeting of the season against the Purdue Boilermakers.
When one thing ends, another thing begins, and now it's postseason time. And when you look around the country and you study the recent success of teams, a lot of them went through a stretch like we did late in their seasons, and it's the teams that can respond, regroup, and then find a way to knock down some shots and play the high level of confidence.
Our mindset is just to be more dominant. I feel like we got to play with a little more desperation. I feel like we've shown glimpses of it late in the second half, but I feel like we got to keep that same energy from the tip.
I'm excited as ever because it's one of the best conference and one of the best opportunities to show what we're capable of. Every game is going to be hard.
Hey guys, we've come a long way, rebounded down. All 5 guys rebounded down, and then we played a good pace. Tonight, conference tournament, last game of the night, stay in the moment, how we respond, and have fun, guys. This should be fun now. This was postseason. You guys have grinded out a preseason. We've grinded out a conference season. We've had ups, we've had downs. Now it's postseason. Let's go out and get after these guys, but play loose and have fun.
Each team won on its home court during the regular season.
Pulls up right wing a 3, in and out. Offensive board, Kaufman ran all in one motion, banks and scores.
After falling behind 6-0, Namari Burnett kickstarted a 12-0 run.
Pops up at 3, swishes it down from 24. Leans in, Euros, kick it left corner, 3-ball, Jones, airborne, bottom. 8 straight for Michigan after falling down 6-zip. Wolverines' first lead. Donaldson, pump a pass right point, Wolf, shot fake, flip it left wing, Donaldson tries a 3-ball, knocks it down. Third time the charm for Trey from deep, but it's 20. Loops his way into a double team, tried to step through it to Golden, finds Wolf underneath for an easy lay-in. Straight on, leans in, had a shot rejected by Danny Wolf. His 44th of the year, Michigan's ball, up by 5. What a pass, Case into Cheddar. Able to finger roll it off the glass for 2, 28-21.
Purdue's Braden Smith and Trey Kaufman-Renn kept the Boilers close with a combined 23 points in the first half. Michigan took a 40-36 lead into the break. The Maize and Blues started the second half strong, hitting 9 of their first 12 shots.
Whip it left wing, Burnett catch and doesn't take the 3. Sings one eye high to Golden, Banks scores on the left block, count it and a foul. Now lob it over Wolf with a head of steam, flip inside Golden, goes up for the jam, crams it down over a couple of Boilers. Burnett head down, pauses to Donaldson, left wing line drive, 3 is a splash.
On this trip, Trey Donaldson was begging for the ball.
Right corner Wolf, lob pass left pocket, 3-ball, Donaldson up and good. What a find from Danny Wolf on a knuckleball from the right side. Red catches, leans, misses from 6 feet away. Rebound Kaysen, lob up ahead, caught by Gale. One dribble, underhand, lays it up and in. Timeout Purdue.
Danny Wolf led the way with 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists.
He'll snake his way into the paint. 3 fakes, up to Golden, catches, Banks scores, count it to foul.
Michigan put up its highest point total since January 12th, advancing 86-68.
And Michigan punches its ticket to the semifinals of this Big Ten tournament.
You guys just went for 40 minutes against a great program, against a program that's used to winning championships. And now you guys come in here and everybody feels good about how they contribute. I haven't seen one guy with a sad face. You guys are happy for each other, happy for what it took. Did we come here to win one game, folks?
No. That's how we want to play, and because we had a couple days when we could focus on ourselves, it definitely paid off just to get back to our identity.
Having confidence in what we do as well. I feel like that was the biggest thing. That was something we focused on all week in practice, getting ready for this tournament. Just our confidence, and I feel like that showed tonight.
Even though we was in a slump, we knew that eventually when the shots started falling and once it all come together, we're going to look really, really good.
Stress has been lifted off of our shoulders, and we were able to play free basketball. I feel like we're confident in our own game and confident in our teammates a lot more than we were in the past.
Up next, Game 2, the semifinals. Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meyer, proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
Saturday at the Big Ten tournament in downtown Indianapolis, Michigan was making its first appearance in the semifinals since 2021, trying to avenge a home loss to Maryland late in the regular season.
we've got to run for easy baskets, especially against their zone. Those two guys are on the glass and they change in slow. If we decide to run every single possession, Ronnie, Ruben, Namar, you guys are going to fall into a couple easy baskets without a doubt. Most importantly, though, our response. They're going to make a highlight reel play. Derek Queen is correct. Yep. We're going to take that ball out so quick and run it down their throat, they don't even know that we've scored yet because they're going to be jogging back and celebrating. So our response, we can't drop our heads. Our response has to be elite. Do what is working. The game's going to tell us what's working, whether it's the driving kicks, whether it's the post-ups, whether it's the run and score quick. Let's make sure we do whatever's working and you guys adjust to the game. And then most importantly, have fun and compete. I'm going to come back here tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll come back here tomorrow. We got 5 minutes. Come on.
Early on, Trey Donaldson trying to set the tone from deep, knocking down a left wing three. Big Ten Freshman of the Year Derek Queen answering for Maryland, the first-year star scoring from near and far. He netted a game-high 31. The Terrapins used a 9-2 stretch to go up 7, but Michigan got back-to-back buckets from Danny Wolf, first the offensive rebound and putback. Then Wolf working in the low block for another deuce. He had a double-double, 21 points, a whopping 14 boards. There were 9 lead changes in the first half. A few minutes later, check out this heads-up effort by Donaldson.
Offensive rebound by Queen, then Donaldson stripped it, saved it along the left baseline, threw it to Golden, gets it back, turns on the turbo. Cross-court pass, right wing, Burnett, shot fake, drives in under ice, big stars. What a move from Damari Burnett after it was started by Trey Donaldson.
And then the Wolverines closed the half in spectacular fashion.
Jogs away to the right wing, alley-oop up toward Gale, who soars and slams on the left baseline.
Michigan led 38-34 at the bathroom break and then proceeded to score the first 11 points of the second half to continue their monster run.
Now Donaldson lob up, alley-oop, Golden crunches it down over Reese left of the lane. And the Wolverines a 4-0 start to the half. Free throw line Wolf spins in the lane on Queen, scoops and scores on the right block. 6 straight for Michigan, 44-34 U of M.
But here comes Maryland. A 28-12 stretch brought them all the way back.
Left corner Queen spins, reverses and scores. Maryland a 12-0 run. Timeout Michigan.
You could feel it down to the wire. Who would step up?
Now Golden right wing, sights up a 3 ball. Buries it! Michigan in front on Vlad Golden's first made 3 since January 19th.
Golden with a team-high 25, along with 10 rebounds. Tied at 76 with 28 seconds left, Donaldson let it fly.
Pops up right wing 3. Bullseye! He gives Michigan a 3-point lead with just 27.9 remaining.
After a pair of free throws put Maryland up 1, this happened to seal the deal.
Handoff Donaldson, jets his way with 3, straight on with 2, leans in, scoops. Oh! There's no timeout. 81-80. Michigan with the lead. Trey Donaldson, coast to coast on a scooping layup. Donaldson in a blur.
Michigan with an epic win, 81-80, pushing them within arm's length of the tournament title.
Hey guys, once again, we don't know what it's going to take to win tomorrow, but we've got to put this aside. Let's not get consumed with all the other stuff that's going to make us feel good. Let's turn our minds to each other, enjoy this together, and then we got to get ready to play for a championship tomorrow, fellas. It's rarely do you get a chance. There's 365 teams. There's like 330 that aren't going to have, or 310 teams aren't going to have a chance to play for a championship. Let's make sure we take advantage of this moment. Let's make sure we're in position to hang a banner, put those numbers up, leave your legacy before we go to the NCAA.
When you see the ball trickle through the net, kind of what's that immediate internal reaction?
I didn't really see it. I just I looked up at the big screen and I saw the number change. That's when I knew the ball went in. But I mean, it was just it was a confidence booster for sure. My confidence shooting through the roof, but it might be in outer space right now. Just I feel like that was the biggest feeling that I got.
How much do you want the ball in your hands in those situations?
I'm good with that. I want that pressure. I mean, I'm not running from it because a lot of players will run from it because they don't want the fan, they don't want to let nobody down. But the good, the bad, the ugly, I want it all with me, and my teammates trust me in that situation. That was the biggest thing.
It was very exciting, and to see him get downhill with such pace, but to be able to finish with such poise, it was just an amazing play overall, and I'm glad he did it at that time.
Can you talk about what you guys have kind of found this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I kept saying the word confidence. I think when guys are playing confident with free-flowing minds, everything just opens up and it seems easier, and I think that's what we did tonight, and could not be prouder of my teammates and coaches.
After the break, hear from head coach Dusty May. Our conversation with the coach is brought to you by Meijer.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. You know, when you pack for a trip like this, you pack for 4 days and hope you take no clean clothes home with you. That's exactly the feat the Wolverines accomplished. Here's our chat with head coach Dusty May. If you could, Dusty, describe the final moments, the final play, and what does it feel like when it works?
Well, we caught a break. The foul that sent Queen to the line was Reuben Jones' 5th foul. So it gave us, I guess, an unofficial timeout. We were out of timeouts to get organized and have a plan. And the plan was as simple as get Trey Donaldson with a head of steam going downhill and have a couple outlets if it didn't work. But what a great play by him. Everyone that was on the floor, they either created space or did their part, and Trey shot.
Trey indicated that maybe his confidence has waned at times recently. What gives you confidence to put the ball in his hands in that moment?
Because I've seen him do it. I see the work he puts into it. But even through his tough stretch, he didn't point fingers. He didn't take the blame. He said, Coach, I have to be better. And we've dropped off because I haven't been playing as well as I did, and I'm going to. And for young guys to take ownership, and I told him the same thing, I don't feel like I've coached as well, and I pushed the right buttons and had the right practice plans and whatever the case. So it's a group that's evolved into guys that typically point at themselves and what they can fix, and then that always bodes well for the group.
Back on March 5th, they really dominated second chance points. How did you turn that spigot off tonight?
Well, I do think our ability in the first half to get downhill, we were cutting well, and we had their defense out of their shell. So we were able to get on the glass. And obviously Danny's got a nose for the ball, and Vlad's so big and strong that if the other center has to help, he's around the rim. But I thought our just effort and fight and determination was impressive for this time of year, and for us to still be improving rebounding, and credit the staff. We've spent a lot of time the last week on rebounding and toughness drills, and it's nice to get some transfer into the game.
Little foreshadowing there, but how physical have these 2 games been, not just today?
They've been physical. I don't think they've been more physical than the regular season, but it's comparable. Every game in the Big Ten, you're dealing with guys who are big, strong, fast, athletic, so there's going to be contact. And every night we go into it with the mindset that we're going to adapt to how the game's being officiated, and we're going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played that night.
You know these teams, it's been a while since you played Wisconsin, but just kind of take us through the prep now on this short turnaround to get ready for a title game.
Well, at Wisconsin was a big win for us because it was our first Big Ten road game. And immediately after seeing the schedule released, I thought to myself, wow, the Big Ten's doing a rookie coach a real favor sending us to Madison for our first Big Ten game. But it gave us great confidence and belief that we could go on the road and beat a team. If you remember, they had just pounded Arizona, and they were playing great basketball. And they've maintained a high level of play almost the entire season. So it's been a long time, but that game was pivotal for us because it showed that we could compete against the best in the country on the road.
Dusty, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you. Go Blue.
The women are coming off a 3-day run at their Big Ten tournament, also at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. After knocking out Washington and Maryland, the Wolverines played well but lost to number 1 seed USC in the semifinals, 82-70. First-year standout Silas Swords was named to the league's all-tournament team.
Swords is the first Michigan freshman to make the all-tournament team. She leads the team in 3-pointers, minutes played, and is second by a smidge in total points. When asked about the highlight of her first season, she talked about getting to know the other 4 members of her freshman class.
We're a really close class with people from like all over the States and me from Canada. So it's crazy how well we fit together, knowing that we've all grown up in so many different parts of the continent. So it's been really cool to spend time with them and get to know them in aspects outside of the game too.
The impact the freshmen have made is remarkable, with Olivia Olson and Mila Holloway joining Swords all season in the starting lineup.
I don't think a lot of people thought we could do what we've been able to do so far, and we're not done by any means with this class at the University of Michigan, but just being able to surprise a lot of people. You don't understand the work that goes into it off the court and on the court, how they're building our team relationship, our team culture, and everyone plays a huge role in what we've been able to do.
Head coach Kim Barnes-Arico and the Black M attracted Sila from her small town in northern Ontario.
School is hard. I'm in Ross right now, and you're just surrounded by overachievers in every class that you take. It's people trying to one-up one another for internships, for grades, for all that. And that's really what I thrive being around, is the competition, not just playing basketball, but in the classroom as well.
Sila comes from a competitive family. Her dad, Sean, was a Canadian Olympian during the 2000 Sydney Games in Australia and is currently a coach with the NBA G League.
Playing board games, playing card games, trying to race down the street with my sister growing up is just something that's always been a part of my day-to-day life, and also my ability to be comfortable with failing. You're not always going to be the best at everything you do, like I was talking about in the classroom, but if you put yourself out there, it's going to be hard for you not to succeed at one point.
Last July, Sila became the youngest Canadian to ever make the Olympic basketball squad.
It gives me an appreciation for every time I step on the floor, going from wearing a high school jersey to qualifying for the Olympics and having to go back and wear a high school jersey. It makes you question, what's the value of this game? Or coming from the Olympics and then coming into training preseason, I just accomplished my biggest goal I had ever set for myself, going to the Olympics. So it makes you think about, why am I doing this? Because if it's not for the goals, if it's not for the accolades, because you're gonna get those, you're gonna accumulate those over year, but that's never going to satisfy you. And I think that's something that I really learned over the past year, going from team to team, from being this type of role player to being a star player on another squad. It really just shows you, it taught me my love for the game and my true passion for the game. Being able to represent my country is something I've always wanted to do before I even picked basketball. I knew I wanted to take Canada to the Olympics in some type of sport. But just being able to represent a country of such a strong community of people who really are generous towards each other, genuinely excited for each other's success, it means a lot to be able to wear the maple leaf. So you see it everywhere, and it's just reminders to be prideful of where you're from, and reminders that I'm representing something bigger than myself, whether I'm wearing the Canadian flag or not.
We're back in Indianapolis with team nutritionist Hannah Champagne. Hannah, thank you so much for joining us and taking us behind the curtain a little bit. But first of all, just give us an overview of what you do to try to get these guys to reach maximum potential.
Yeah, it's a difficult job. The biggest thing in a tournament like this is working to get them to eat enough in recovery. In these back-to-back games, recovery is super important. So really focusing on meal timing, hydration, recovery. So we'll use a supplement like Tart Cherry to help with that. And really just getting them to eat and recover as much as they can so they can get back and play another game and another game.
How about working with the venues to make sure the proper food is being prepared and served to the student athletes?
Yeah, so I work with the hotel. I'm connected with the contact there and work to plan all the menus that we eat at the hotel. So for a trip like this, it's a lot of meals. We're eating 4 to 5 times a day. So I plan that about 2 weeks out and just try to include a lot of variety, get all the nutrients that they need within those meals and foods that I know that they're gonna like. And then I also have to keep in mind all their dietary restrictions and allergies and food preferences as well. So it's a big challenge, but it's also a lot of fun.
So you touched on something there. Everybody's a little bit different. How do you deal with a picky, finicky eater? Because there's got to be a few of them.
There are a few of them for sure. So our pickiest eater, I make sure I always have something set aside separate for him. So the hotel staff will keep that aside.
Is it kind of like there's a superstition to it maybe, but you want them to be in their comfort zone?
Exactly. There's definitely a little superstition piece for some of the athletes. Some need to have the same thing no matter what time of day it is. One of them will eat the same thing whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You might be eating dinner food at an 8 a.m. pregame meal. So superstition definitely plays into it.
All right, before we let you go, we're going to let people in on your dirty little secret. Michigan State undergrad, Ohio State grad school.
That's correct.
How is life as a Wolverine, given your background?
I will say it was a transition at first. I never thought I would be saying Go Blue so much, but 2 years in, I'm saying Go Blue all the time, and I will always support the teams that I work with.
All right.
So, Go Blue.
All right, Hannah, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate you watching this week. NCAA selections come out later today. We're going to do this all over again next week at the Big Dance. Hope to see you then.
Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meijer. proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.